Today I'm going to take you guys through the basics of dropshipping and everything you need to know as a beginner to start selling as soon as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and show my screen here. I made a Google slide sheet to show you guys the terminology, some things you need to know, and what is going to make your store successful. To get started here, I'm going to take you guys through what is dropshipping. So basically with dropshipping, you're the middleman in a selling operation. So you're basically buying products from a third-party supplier and people are purchasing from you, but you don't actually have this inventory in your hand. You purchase after orders are placed. So basically you go over here and create a Shopify store and list some products from Zendrop or AliExpress on there that you think you're going to be able to sell. And then you buy this product and start making ads on it and promoting this on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and whatever you like. And when people see your product and they decide to purchase it, they're going to go through your Shopify store. And let's say you're selling this product for $35. They're going to go ahead and purchase that product for $35. And every time someone orders your product from your website for that $35, you're going to head back over to AliExpress and purchase that product for $15 and ship it directly to the customer's house, keeping the $20 profit. So you never hold the inventory, it never comes to your house, you just ship it directly to the customer's house every time you get a sale with their money. So you also don't need upfront capital to purchase inventory because you're going to be fulfilling orders on the customer's dime. So it's a very simple process. It's basically reselling without having the inventory in your hand. Next, how to create a dropshipping store. So the first step, obviously you need to create a website to sell this product on, and for that you're going to be using Shopify. You can use the link in the description to get 3 months for $1, and you're going to be able to create that store for a very low cost. Then you're going to go ahead and import your product from, I suggest using Zendrop. You can either find something from their catalog or import from AliExpress. Feel free to check out other videos on this channel to learn how to do that process. But basically, anytime you get orders, they're going to automatically fulfill them, so you don't have to worry about buying products and shipping it to the customer's house every time you get a sale, and you also don't have to worry about getting slow shipping times because they're going to take care of everything. Then it's going to be a domain. You need to create a professional looking website so people don't think they're buying from a dropshipping site. You can go through Shopify or other third-party websites like Google Domains or Namecheap and purchase something according to your product. If you were going to sell an iPhone, you can be iPhonesforcheap.com, something like that has to do with your website and your product. And then after that, you're going to be ready to start selling on your brand new dropshipping store. It's a very simple process. It just takes a few hours to get everything set up, and then you're going to be ready to start selling. Now we're going to move on to our dropshipping terminology. Whenever you're talking to people about dropshipping or learning about the business, you're going to be hearing a lot of terms that you might not understand. So I'm going to be going through the most common things that you probably should know if you're going to be doing dropshipping. First term to know is suppliers. Now basically suppliers are just the people supplying you the product for the cheaper price. So if you're using Zendrop to import the products to your store and fulfill your orders, Zendrop is going to be your supplier. When people ask who's your supplier or where you're getting your products from, that's going to be referring to the company or website you're using to source the products for the lower price before you sell them. Now, how to find suppliers. One, if you use Zendrop, they're going to go ahead and find you the cheapest supplier with the best shipping times and the lowest price. So once again, you don't have to worry about that. And if you decide to go your own route, you can do this through AliExpress and try to find somebody through there. But if you're not happy with the prices, you can go through Alibaba, Temu, other Chinese websites that you're going to be able to find here on YouTube. But I highly recommend using either Zendrop or AliExpress for this. How to use this with Shopify and actually fulfill these orders. There's a bunch of third-party softwares you can use to fulfill orders and import your product. Although once again, if you're going through Zendrop, that's going to be completely automated here for you. But there's also other ways you can do this, either just typing in the orders yourself or just figuring out a automation software. The next term is creative. So when people tell you or ask you about your creatives, that's going to be referring to videos you're making to promote your product. So whether you're doing this on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, running ads, or making organic videos, those are going to be referring to your creatives. If I have a product here and I decide to make a video on it and post it on TikTok, promoting it, trying to get sales, that video I just made is going to be a creative. And if you're paying a TikToker to make a video promoting your product and post it on there, or you're going to run that video with ads, that's also going to be your creatives. That's basically just referring to anything you use to promote your content and product. So creative is just another word for ads. The next term that you probably need to know is going to be CVR, or your conversion rate. Now, what is CTR? Your conversion rate is going to be how many potential clients actually convert to a paid order. So let's say 10 potential customers go to your website and they all add that product to their carts, like they're going to check out, but only one person actually checks out and you only get the money from one person. That's going to leave you with a 1% conversion rate. Now that's not terrible. If you get 100 people adding your product to the cart with that same 1% conversion rate, that's going to be 10 sales. At $35, like we talked about before, that's going to be $350. So how does your conversion rate help you with dropshipping? Now, if you have a good conversion rate, that means your product and your creatives is doing really well with its customer base. You want to always keep track of your conversion rate, because if this starts going low, that means there's either a problem with your website, a problem with your ads, or a problem with your creatives. Now, that's going to leave you a big option to go ahead and start changing things up to optimize what works the best for the customers. You can try new products, you can try new landing pages, and you can try different ad sets. And eventually you're going to be able to track this down and figure out what works best based on your conversion rate, because it's going to be really hard just to change your website and be able to gauge if it's doing better or worse than it was before. So that's why these metrics and these analytics are going to be really important to know. Now, you may be wondering, how are you going to be able to tell the difference if something good is happening if you change your website or if you change your ad? That's where the next term comes in to separate that, and that's your CPC and CPA. This stands for cost per click, and CPA is cost per action. So this is important because you're going to be able to tell the difference based on exactly how your ads are doing, your creatives are doing alone apart from your website. So your CPC is going to be your cost per click. So when you're running ads either on TikTok or Facebook, your cost per click is going to let you know how much money you're paying for every time somebody clicks on your video to go to your website. So usually this is going to be a pretty low number, like 10 or 15 cents, which just means you're paying 15 cents every time somebody clicks on your link, which isn't absolutely great. But if you get 10 clicks for $1.50, which converts, that's going to be $20, leaving you with $18.50 profit from that ad. So that's really important because you're going to know how well your ad is doing with its customers, and if you need to change something, if people aren't clicking or if people aren't wanting to purchase. So now we have CVR, which is going to let you know if it's a problem with your product, your CPC, which is going to let you know if it's a problem with your ad, and now we have CPA, which is going to let you know if it's a problem with your website. So if your CVR is good and your CPC is low, that means people are enjoying your ads and they're enjoying your product. Now the CPA is going to determine if it's a problem with your website, and that stands for cost per action. So that's going to be how much money you're paying for every time somebody purchases something off your website. So if your CPC is good, that means people like the product they see on the ad and they're going to click on your website, and that means they want to buy the product because they're interested, because now they're leaving TikTok to go to your website and look at your product. But if your CPA is low, that means people are going to the website but not actually purchasing. This could mean a few things. This could mean that your website isn't very selling or very high quality. This could mean your price is too high, which is usually the case. Or it could just mean people aren't interested in buying the product with the offer you have. Now it's going to give you a few options to change some things up. First, you'd want to go ahead and lower your price, see if your CPA gets better, and then you're going to want to optimize and change up your landing page a little bit to try to make it prettier, more interesting, or just adapt to the customers that are purchasing from your website. But with that, we can go ahead and move on to the next term, which is going to be AOV, or average order value. Now, this is something that's going to be more important later down the line once your store starts becoming successful, but that is going to be exactly what it says it is. It's going to be the average value of each order. So once you have a product that's doing really well, eventually you're going to want to start getting this number up and start adding upsells. So let's say you're selling a dog leash. You can start adding dog collars, or you can start adding dog treats as small, cheaper upsells. So when somebody buys the dog leash, they're going to be prompted checking out to buy these other things for a good deal. You can give them a discount, you can give them a promo code, or even something for free. But the main goal of using upsells is to bring the average order value up and make every order on your website as expensive as possible while keeping your CPA and CVR at a good number. Now, AOV is important because that's what's going to get you to scale your store and be able to have you add more products, more upsells, and more profit, because it's just going to be free money at the end of the day. If somebody's already buying your main product and you can upsell them on 2 or 3 smaller products, that's going to start bringing your profit in a lot higher. Now, as I said at the beginning, this is not something you should focus on when trying to scale your first dropshipping store. You want to wait till you're at that $1,000 per day mark, or maybe even a little higher, and you have a stable, consistent store, and that's when you're going to start wanting to run upsells and trying to focus on getting this number up, and then start changing things up to get as much money as possible. Now we can go ahead and move on to the next topic here, and that's going to be what makes a good product. Now there's a few different key factors that make a winning product in dropshipping, and that's going to be, first one, wow factor. You want to have this product do exactly what that says. You want it to wow your customers. You want it to catch their attention and shock them some way. When they're scrolling on TikTok, you want to catch their attention and have them thinking your product's cool, thinking they're interested in it, and first just catch their attention. And that's going to move on to the next factor, which is going to be a use case. Now, you want your product to have that wow factor as well as solve a problem within somebody's life. You want them to see it and be like, oh, I could use that. I think that I need that in my life. And it has a value to the customer's everyday life. Now, as you can see here in the hierarchy of needs triangle, these are the needs that people need from biggest to smallest. This is what people are shopping for. If you can solve any of these needs in this triangle, it's going to give people a big reason to purchase a product from your website. Now, if you can help somebody with breathing, food, water, shelter, or clothing, or sleep, that's going to be very important, because this is psychological needs for somebody's life. Now, you could help somebody with health, employment, property, family, and social. Now, this is very easy. There's a lot of safety and security products you can sell. I've seen door locks, door alarms, door stoppers being sold on TikTok, and that really helps with the safety and security status, and that's going to get you a lot of sales because people need it. It's a psychological thing that makes people want to purchase that product. Now, the next factor that makes a winning product is going to be your perceived value. You basically want people to see your product as more expensive than it actually is. You want them to look at it and be like, oh, I think that should be worth $100. Meanwhile, you're only selling it for $20. So if to the person the product is worth a lot of money, but you're not selling it for a lot of money, it's going to be a no-brainer for them to purchase that. So that's why I think it's really important to have a good perceived value on your website. You can do this either by having good quality, making your website look very pretty and professional, or just by having an overall good product that solves multiple needs from that triangle beforehand. The next thing we're going to talk about here is what makes a good creative. There's a few factors here that are going to tie in with what made a good product to go ahead and make a good ad that's going to help you sell that product. The first factor here is going to be quick integration. You need to show your product within the first 1 to 2 seconds of your ad, because people have short attention spans on TikTok. When they're scrolling, they're only going to be looking at your video for 1 or 2 seconds before they're bored and skip to the next one, or they may be interested in your product and decide to look at it further, or even click on your website and give you a sale. Now, the next thing that's going to be involved in the quick integration status is using it in a real life situation. So boom, the video starts, you immediately need to pop up your product to the camera, start showing it off, and show how it works. You need to use it somehow in your life to show that it works and what people could use it for, because that's going to give them the image in their mind of how they can implement it and use it within their own life. The next factor here that we're going to be talking about is going to be the quality of your creative. This involves having good lighting and good audio. If you have bad lighting, the video is not going to look good, and people are going to see a fuzzy camera. They're not going to be able to see the product fully. They're not going to be able to see what you're doing with it, and it's just a whole mess, and it's going to immediately distract them and want to make them skip on to a better quality video. It's just not going to get views. It's as simple as that. And if you have great lighting, great video, and it looks perfect on camera, but your audio is being recorded from a potato and sounds a little bit something like this, people, once again, they're not going to want to listen to the video because it's not pleasing to their ears. So it's just very important to have a good combo of both. If you have no access to a good mic and you just don't want to talk on camera, I suggest using the text to speech on TikTok, and it's going to make it a lot better because it's going to be something people are used to. They've heard that voice a million times, and it's going to be entertaining for them if you have a good video. The next factor here is going to be UGC. Now, UGC stands for user generated content. This is going to be something that's a real person making the video. It's not going to be using text to speech with your product. It's not going to be a video that looks straight like an ad with subtitles and classy music in the background. This video is going to feel like it was naturally supposed to be on TikTok and something that people want to watch. Now, you want this to feel like an influencer is doing a review. You want to pay somebody that has a good voice, a good quality camera, good audio quality, and they're able to make a video either doing an unboxing, showing how the product works, and talking about it and giving their audience a good review. Now you can either pay creators to post this on their own page if they already have a following and a fan base, or you can pay these creators to make you a video that looks like it was from an influencer and start running this on TikTok ads and Facebook ads, and that's going to be really good for your product. It's basically a real life TikTok advertisement, and it's very healthy for dropshipping. It's worked over and over again, and it just keeps people's attention spans entertained because they're going from real video, review, real video to boom, ad. Is automatically going to throw them off and think you're trying to sell them something. But if it feels like a review, they're not going to feel as salesy, you know? That's pretty much the main terminology you need to get started with dropshipping as a beginner. I hope this video helped you guys out. If you want any more tips or help with anything related to dropshipping, you can go back on this channel and look at some other videos that might help you out with what you need. Be sure to check out the links in the description, and I wish you guys good luck on the rest of your dropshipping journey, and I'll see you in the next video.